Well, everyone, back for day 2 of the book sale. Kind of the middle week point. The first day is just crazy. The last day, half price day, you search through what is left and get what you can. This middle point is usually the low spot, and I decided I'm going to make the most of it. You know, our favorite bargain bins are closing soon. It's ticking down the number of days, and I had a chance to go there. I'd have at least an hour to make it to the book sale, and it's not the best of the day, so if I'm a little bit late, it's no big deal. So I went out there first thing in the morning, got up early. I knew I had to be there early because it was busy. I was there like over a half hour early. I was nowhere near first in line because everyone knows it's closing and everyone's going nuts. And so waiting there forever, go in. Everyone is going through all kinds of stuff. I had a decent little haul. I had a full bag. It wasn't like a record-breaking day or anything, but it was decent. It was good enough to be like, all right, this is a good trip, worth my time. And I go to check out, and this is open for over half an hour at this point, and then the registers aren't working. All right, that happens. Manager comes in, not the main guy, but one of the other ones. He goes, "Oh yeah, they weren't working last night," and the lady's like, "Well, did put a call in, or is it what's happening?" It's like, "No," and I was just hoping they'd work the next morning. And go through this whole process, and I feel so bad for this young cashier that was there. There's no way she was more than like 20. There's no way. And I've been in that position where there's something you've no power over, and it's like just something's not working. There's literally nothing you can do, and you have all these angry people there because people were pissed. And the guy went away. He called, and eventually came back. And at this point, it was like just about 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's been an hour since they were open. A lot of people were getting ready to check out. A lot of people go there before work or going to other stuff, or now I was going to the book sale. And people just wanted to be able to use the register. And it's like, well, a call was put in, guys, and it's like, it'll be fixed, but the guy's not going to be here until at least 10 or 11 o'clock. So 3 hours after opening, maybe someone would show up to maybe fix the problem, that who knows how long it's going to take. And it's just, people flipped out, and it was just really like stressful and uncomfortable. Like, people were getting so angry because what are you going to do? You sit there for hours? Or, so I actually ended up just dumping my bag and leaving after a while, because there's no way I'm sitting around half the day. I wasn't too much to do, and it wasn't anything that was good enough to sit and wait 3 or 4 hours, so who knows how long. It wasn't that great. And I want to go to the book sale, and like, it was just so frustrating because in total I had been there. I left my house about 2.5 hours between the time I left my house and the time I left the store. Totally wasted, complete waste of time, and I was annoyed leaving the stuff behind too. It just wasn't worth waiting around that long. So it was just a very, very frustrating beginning to the morning. Then go to the book sale and go through what I found there. But man, I hope something happens where they pick up something this year, or there's more sales, because every year the number of books dwindles a little bit, and the section that is the most important to us as far as what we like to read, a lot of the science fiction and fantasy section, it's almost entirely gone. Every year it gets a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. It's almost gone. I couldn't believe when I walked in how little was left. It looked like the way it normally does on the last day, at the start of day 2. So I'm going back tomorrow, and we'll see what we can pick up. Like, there's definitely a half price day, a lot of oddball stuff there too. It's worth getting. So it'll probably be a bigger haul tomorrow still, not as much as in years past, but we will see what's going to happen. So, but I did pick up a few things, and I got this big stack from the kids' books of The Gymnast, an Apple paperback series, a whole bunch of them in a row, the kind of thing where if you have enough of them, then they're worth grabbing. Some Mary-Kate and Ashley ones, and always search because you never know what's going to be in there. And the kids' books, I actually found the hardcover version of a paperback I just found yesterday, The Chicks in Chainmail. I don't know how they had both. It's really funny. But in with the kids' books, and also in with the kids' books, we have A Playboy's Wager, A Wench's Love, Paid Off in Heartache, Ladies of the Evening. This is a book from, 1942, I believe it was. But yeah, so that was a cool find actually from the kids section, and went around and general fiction and everything, and there was a bunch that was like, maybe if it's still there on the half price day, otherwise it just wasn't worth it. And all the individual, priced ones was the same thing, where it's like, it's okay, but if it's still there tomorrow, I'll check it out. And the same thing, I double checked with all the CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays, and I pretty much got all the stuff that was good at full price yesterday. Everything else that's left is if it's there tomorrow. So that's why, like, tomorrow might actually be pretty good, because there's a decent amount left in some of those sections where if we're there early and it's half price, then it's worth it. But I double checked through all the general fiction and the science fiction, fantasy, all whatever, looked through it. I found a little variety of some stuff. We had the Mammoth Hunters, and another one of those, the Book of Indigo, Nemesis. So I found 2 of them, one more, and this is book 1. So I think, if I remember correctly, I had 2 and 3 yesterday, 1, 2, and 3, I think. From the Monster Hunter series, Monster Hunter Siege, not the Monster Hunter the video game series. This is a long-running Bean series I've seen before. And then we have Frozen in Amber. I like the cover of that one. And a book, a big collection here, The 9 Lives of Chloe King, which is now an ABC Family original series. Never heard of it before, but grabbed that 50 cents. And that was about it for that day. So frustrating morning and not super great second day. Didn't think it was going to be, so that was not good. But then I randomly found out that a bookstore nearby is closing. I had not seen any kind of announcement. They weren't really advertising it. I don't know what was going on, but it is a bittersweet thing. It's a huge haul, so I'm going to do a separate video for that, because it's going to take me so long to get through, and I want the video to be crazy long, because I grabbed about 80 paperback books for $25 because this bookstore is closing. So that was the good part. That was the, say bittersweet, because that was the sweet part. Really cool. The part that stinks is just, it's, in general, bookstores are just disappearing. It's all going on online. And it's just, it's the kind of thing where, like, doing this type of thing, I would actually prefer to have a brick and mortar store. I think that would be cool. This was 30 years ago. That would be great, rather than having my own online store and all these different avenues. I would prefer that. It's just not really, in most cases, it just doesn't hold up in the market. It's just people don't go there as much. And this one is one that, we're part of the problem. We haven't gone there. We've gone there twice in the past decade, I guess. But it was a place that both Amanda and I frequented growing up. It's been there a long time. It's been there 20-something years. It's just the selection, why we haven't been gone, has been really transformed from a good variety to mostly just romance, general fiction, like not the kind of stuff we were into. That's why. But that's closing, and I went through and I took like probably 2/3 of what was left of the fantasy and science fiction section. Not a single Star Trek book. Apparently the sale started yesterday, and Leia's like, yeah, someone took all the Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff we had left, and but I got a good variety and a huge box, so that video is coming up next.